Well, the direction which we're headed is probably the wrong one. He hasn't made it yet. He gets himself lost. He's a limo driver who really can't find his way around. And other drivers don't do that. Other drivers know how to avoid the sun coming in directly through the windshield. Other drivers do not find traffic. He finds traffic.
The Shelley Berman records were like sort of in my house growing up, and they were just there. I don't, sort of being born into this world where there were Danny Kaye records and Shelley Berman records and Bob Newhart records.
As a 13-year-old, I'm sitting in my house with Larry David. To remember sitting as a small boy at 13 and listening to a guy like Shelley Berman. This guy set the standard for a type of comedy that no one ever did before.
The name of the party is Sally Jones. Jones. Yes, that's Joan''S. I know it is, but it's really not her fault. Her parents were uneducated.
Incidentally, he just complimented me on my hair. He says I have a lot of hair. So this is a man who's been looking at me. I don't know how many times he's been looking directly at my body, my head, my face. He's been looking right at me, and who hasn't observed much.
Right, will you stop nudging me about that?
Shelley Berman is that rare commodity. He's an actor, a writer, and a wonderful performer.
He's a genuine, one-of-a-kind American artist.
He has been known to wear fake hair when necessary.
He likes my hair, and I offered to give it to him. Because I do have an extra one.
Shelley was a legitimate actor out of the Goodman Theater. He had done, if I'm not mistaken, he had done like classic roles, Shakespearean roles.
Here was an actor who suddenly became a stand-up comedian.
Shelley Berman.
And the act of going from that place into standing in front of an audience that was expecting laughter and doing dramatic material, holding your attention for 7 or 8 minutes in a sketch with some laughs in between.
Oh, hello, a Nichols department store. Say, all right. Oh, yeah, okay, I'll wait, all right.
Playing a number of characters.
A rich guy feels good to have a few dollars. All right. Remember how it feels, Hector, because, oh boy, what you are going to do for a living. Oh, boy. It will be a long time before you'll have in your pocket a few dollars money, my friend. You listen to me.
And all he had on the stage with him was a stool and an imaginary telephone.
The key for your, I'll carry it.
Okay, all right.
I just wanted to make sure. I'll carry that.
I'm not going to take my pocket knife.
Okay.
So if the audience attacks me, what the hell?
It was never my intention to be a comedian, God knows. I was an actor, and I just put these acts together because I improvised them with this group, Compass Players. I had no idea that I was going to be a comedian. I didn't want to be a comedian.
Spray each nostril several times daily, or as necessary.
Yes, a cold.
I have a cold, I can't kiss her. I don't want her to get, I can't kiss her in the mouth anyway.
If I listed his credits, I'd be here all night. Let me mention one that I think is really cool. He's the first winner ever of a Grammy for a non-musical performance. Isn't that cool? How about a hand for your headliner this evening, ladies and gentlemen, Shelley Berman. There you go. Thank you, sir.
I first encountered Shelley Berman when I was a college student at San Francisco State University, my hometown. And I was working part-time at the Purple Onion as a stand-up comedian, which was the starting place for many comedians. Phyllis Diller started there, the Smothers Brothers, a folk act called the Kingston Trio, they started there. And across the street from the Purple Onion was a club called the Hungry Eye, which for many years people thought it meant hungry intellectual, but what actually meant was hungry id. Very few people know that, and very few people care. Anyway, when you went to the Hungry Eye, you had graduated. You were big. Woody Allen, Bob Newhart, Jonathan Winters, comedians of that stature. So when I was working at the Purple Onion, I think it was Phyllis or somebody said, why don't you go across the street between acts and see this new comedian, Shelley Berman. He's out of Chicago, and he's got a new album out. Well, I didn't listen to albums, comedy albums, anything. So I went across the street, and he mesmerized me because he came out in this very conservative suit, a cigarette, and he took a chance that comedians don't usually do. He just stood there and stared at the audience. You know, and that's taking a chance with the comedians, because the audience is liable to say, "Oh, what the hell are you doing today? Hey, come on," you know, something. But I was amazed that he could control that audience by just staring at them, and then he'd start talking and doing intellectual bits and very hip humor. It's a little different than I'd seen before.